Hey guys, welcome to your fourth Game Maker shooter tutorial. This tutorial, we're just gonna add a boss. Probably do something else too. I haven't decided what that'll be because I already put the boss in, so I'm just gonna go over it with you guys and let's get started. So at the end of the last tutorial, I'd said I'd get the lives up and running, and then I'd show you how to do that. So let me do that real fast. So I made 3 object lives. 3 objects that are all lives, alright? And then I put the 3 of them in the room. And then now what I did was, whenever you get hit by the enemy bullet, we're going to test if lives are equal to 1, we're going to destroy the first object. If they're equal to 2, we're going to destroy the second object. And if they're equal to 3, we're going to destroy the third object, alright? So what happens is, I'm going to run the game for you guys. What happens is, when you get hit, one went away, another goes away, let me get hit again. Like that. And then the last goes away, and then it does that. Yeah. Ignore that right there. You didn't see that. Alright, yeah. And then it just goes to a game over, and then you just hit escape, and you quit the game. Now, I also added a boss, and I'll show you that too. You go to the boss level, and you kill all the guys. Let me kill them all with my little bullets. There you go. And this is the boss. He takes about 10 hits to kill. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that for you guys. Alright, and the way I made this boss, let me show you how I made it so after you kill the enemies, you go to the next level. What you do is, we're gonna get into variables, and those are pretty important actually. What am I doing? Right here. Okay. So, what I did, you go add event, other, room start, and in this, you're gonna add a, you're gonna go over to control, you're gonna add in a set variable action, give it any name you want. I give it the name instances, and actually what you do is you do global dot, and then the name of the file. I did global dot instances. Now, and then you make it, you know, there's 5 enemies, so I made it 5. So, yeah. Now the reason it's global is since we're working with more than one instance of this object, we, every object, or every instance, when you give it a variable, has its own variable. So we can't use that local variable. It's kind of hard to explain. So basically, when we do global dot, that means for this entire object, we're going to use this one variable. So when they all refer to global dot instances, we're referring to this one variable instead of all of the instances' own variable. Now, it's probably really confusing, but so every time you get hit, it subtracts 1 from this instance's variable, and every time you get hit, it checks to see if it equals 0, and if it does, then we go on to the boss level. And the way we check it is you do test variable, and then you type in the name, 0, and equal to. So we're testing the variable to see if it's equal to 0. So, pretty easy. Simplicity of Game Maker, it's pretty cool. And make sure when you set a variable, just like score, make sure it's relative. So we're not, you know, setting all new variable. Alright, and then pretty much the same thing for the boss, except this time I didn't have to make it global since we know we're only going to be working with one instance of this object. So all I did was type in the name of it. So remember, when you're working with more than one instance of an object, you're going to use global dot for your variables, and when you're working with only one, you can just use the normal variable without global dot. And I recommend doing the room start event, so that from everything has access to it, basically, instead of just the object. Even though I think only the object has that access, but just do room start so that you always have it. You could do create and then make it, but I just chose room start. I think you can even do game start if you wanted to. Yeah, room start. Sorry. Alright, so I just made a boss sprite, I made an object, he basically just moves from left to right, and he wraps around the screen, and then every step, like we did with the enemies, except he fires a little more often. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's more often. Something like that. Because I did 20 shots instead of 30, so I think the chances would be better. And then, here's a new event for you. This is how he doesn't wrap, actually. I lied about that. The intersect boundary event. You go other intersect boundary. Right there. That basically means if it intersects with any of the boundaries of the screen, right? So left, right, up or down. When it intersects with the boundary, we're going to reverse the horizontal direction. So if it reaches the left, it's going to reverse and go right and not wrap. So that looks cooler than what we did level 1. And then you can do the same if it's going up and down. You just use this event, the reverse vertical. Alright, pretty easy. So, yeah, that's how you do the boss, right? You gotta create a new room, and I put the boss in there. He's pretty big. And then again, you go next room, and then I did a game over room. So, in the player object, when we have no more lives, we're gonna show the ice score table, and we're gonna go to room game over. Alright, the way I did this, you just go to score, you do this, you drag that over. Then you can do all kinds of customization. You can make it cool colors. You can give it a background. Give it a font. Pretty cool. And the room is in main row 1. They have a bunch of stuff. You can just go to next room, but that would be level 2, so we don't want that. And you just go to a different room. That's what I did. And then you pick the room. So, yeah. Pretty easy. Delete that. Alright. So that's... yeah. So we still got some time to do something. I don't know what to do. Well, that might be it for the shooter tutorials. Maybe we will move on to a platformer. So, I'm gonna end it here. I know it's kind of short, but I just wanted to really go over how to do bosses real quick. So remember, you do that variable, room start. And the enemy, it's gotta be global if there's more than one instance. Alright? We'll go over variables more, later as we do. And we're probably going to move on to the platform tutorials. Platformer. So I'll get this started, and I'll see you then. See you guys.